On the morning of Wednesday, August 16, we saw that the daily line now broke through the channel's support point of 1892. Our current price is close to this point. And we have made judgments before. Now there are mainly two judgments. One is to go up and the other is to go. It may go in this very similar disordered range. So as it approaches this point, we have also seen the recent market trend. The recent market is bearish. The short sellers are short selling. You can see that the market is tightening step by step. It has not rebounded at all in 4 hours. In the recent 4 hours, the market has not had any valid rebound. It followed the 30-minute downtrend channel yesterday, then continued to block here, and then came back again. This step-by-step trend may trigger a downward acceleration. Then it is also possible to get support here and go up. These two possibilities are available, so on the seat list, we are the same as what we said yesterday. Yesterday, we said wait for the 30-minute delisting trend line. Then yesterday I also saw that our small level has a 5-minute small level. It has gone from V to rise. Then it was also possible at that time. It only takes 1 minute. We can all look at the picture. Yesterday's market situation was like this. At this time, when we analyzed it in the morning, we said that if we wanted to intervene at this position, because its 1-minute downtrend channel was blocked a little by the uptrend channel. I said yes, if we insist on going long, we can do it at this position. If the capital loss is about $2, it will be about $2 in the previous position. Then we must remember that what we are doing is a rebound, so if the current day, if death is not strong enough, if you increase it slightly, for example, if the gravity is $2, we will maintain the capital. This is my actual operation, and I also say that if it must be done, we will do it here if it follows the rules. We have to wait for 30 minutes to turn, and then go long with the trend. This is the safest strategy. Then we can place an order. We can intervene in 1 minute, and then also intervene during the day, which will also protect the capital. Then the subsequent trend during the day, you see, step by step, it is the same as in 30 minutes. He avoids the air step by step, avoids the air, avoids to the low point, and then accelerates in the network, and suddenly accelerates in each set. After accelerating, we made a V-turn. After the V-turn, we passed by and made a single move. Then we did a 1-minute foot movement. It can be said that our near field is related to near field is our near field rule, and following this trend rule, sometimes they are slightly separated. If you think the stop loss is reasonable and you feel that you have reached a certain point, you can try a small stop loss. This is how the bend looks like. Stop here. Then V-turns here for 1 minute, little leg, V-turns here, and then this is the need for a rebound, so on the rebound, we see at least the 30-minute trend line here, and then hey, we hold. My approach is generally to hold the bottom position to see if there is more room for rebound. If it breaks the channel, it may have more room to stand on the channel. So what we did yesterday was to rebound because the trading opportunity has not been given for 30 minutes. The short trading opportunity was not given. Then 1 minute at that time, you can see our actual combat was like this. 1 minute, the channel was blocked. At that time, it grew from the position of 1896 to 1905 and then from 1905 to 1907. This position backtests 618. This is an intervention. The direct loss is very small. Small direct loss and then big return. Then, of course, I Jin Chang clicked on the Jin Chang point of the first order, which is 2 pairs. The Jin Chang point of the first pair was placed near the 30-minute trend line, which is also Jin Chang. Then for the half pair, we have already guaranteed capital, and for the other half pairs, we have already gone to bed. We didn't do it for 30 minutes, so we just set a guideline and took a rest. Once it was impossible to keep an eye on the market. If we did a left-hand transaction, we would have arranged to enter the market on the trend line between the orders. That is to say, first, if we enter the market on the left and place an order, we need a range of the order. We need to give a little English, which is the position where you can or cannot enter the market. The direct loss is generally larger than the right car entry, which means it needs to be at least $5. The ability is to be able to enter the market based on the prediction, so I did not do this short position. I didn't wait for the opportunity. I didn't get the opportunity during the day. Then today's trading was the same. We saw today's trading views. In fact, everyone has already done so in the past few days. The views are the same. We just follow the 30-minute channel. How do we go through the channel? How do we make the channel go down? We do it down and down. Then of course we have to look at the opportunity. You see, first he hits the key point of the channel. The key point. Then we see whether the small level is, for example, whether the small level is broken in 5 minutes, right? You see the small level. He switched from an ascending channel to a non-continuing trend. The non-continuing trend has no meaning at all as an index. He has gone down so far, and it is basically a descending channel. In this way, the channel is over, so the recent voyage is a single order. It is relatively left-wing, because it faces a choice position of 1892. At this position, it faces a breakthrough decline, an accelerated decline, or the news is still in this uncontinuable trend. It depends on the market reaction. We placed an order. Anyway, it still needs to be based on the 30-minute descending channel. Because of our 4-hour channel, you can see that it has a need to rebound, but it just doesn't rebound. It is a hard point or an ice hole because it is outside this critical point. Once it rebounds, it will basically look like 1987. So he has always been B. Person B is the point of person B. Person B is the point of person B. There is a high probability that he will be very good at accelerating. So in this range, when we place an order, we really need to be smart about winning positions. It is difficult even for me. It's easy to give opinions. Like before, the opinions of each police officer were relatively clear. Now, we are also relatively clear. We are at the bottom of the channel. We only need to follow the trend. We wait now. If we have a chance to do it during the day, if we don't have a chance, we will wait for the eve of the US market and then see if the pattern is consistent. That is, if it is always B short, we can enter the market just like yesterday. Yesterday's B was short, so here it is always B short. But this is just a short-term operation. If B is short, generally the energy will be completely released and he will pull back. He still wants to go up to find that. Then if B is short and breaks through this point, there will be a backtest after the release. Everyone should understand this. Even if it is a breakthrough, he will come back. Come back and see and ask again. But his trend has changed. The follow-up order is to make a short position. This position is almost the same. Go and see again. To see this, there is no need to open the lower edge of the trend or the lower edge of the channel or the weekly line. Weekly line. People rarely look at the weekly line. You can also say that the lower edge of the weekly line must be above it. Once the downward trend is determined, it will basically look at this position. So today we will continue to do the order for 30 minutes, below this 1911, and then continue to look at the other structures of the small branches, the other structures of the small branches, the other trends of our small branches, and then include 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, you see now. Now actually 5 minutes here. Here, although it does not require a trend, it is also a descending channel. Then you see that the descending channel has been turned into an ascending channel, a 1-minute ascending channel, so it is here. We can define it as a 30-minute range. Then if this range comes out of this downward trend line, it will also become a trend that does not require a trend, one by one, and can be operated up and down. This is why we place orders for breakthroughs. Well, breakthroughs can be traded, and trends can produce the direction of the trend. And today, the point of view of short selling is this. If you go long, you have to wait for 30 minutes. After this 1911 is broken, an ascending channel will be established. Because you can see our transactions. In fact, there is really no shortage of opportunities. It is the same in our actual combat. We have no shortage of opportunities in actual combat. Opportunities. You have many bad opportunities. Like during the day, what is the use of going long? He will still stop your losses for you. That is, if you have entered a range where the fluctuations have obviously decreased and are relatively unnecessary, then the fluctuations will convince you, and the trend will be relatively irregular. You need to consider that you are rehearsing during the day. Try not to participate in the rehearsals during the day, because the high probability of rehearsing during the day is that you have to look at opportunities. If you have a chance, try it. If you don't have a chance, wait for the best opportunity. Waiting for the best opportunity, and now, today is still short anyway, mainly short. We are afraid that they will avoid short positions and then fall. Then before each market, if they still remain short, hey, the small machine is full of shorts, so we will find some positions on the small machine. For example, like yesterday, although I was short selling yesterday, I was in this trend channel. Can I place a small order at this position and make a small direct loss of £1 or £2 per pound? In my trading rules, we must have a direct loss. Direct loss and then add your analysis and cooperation. Each of our points is a high precision point. They are all difficult to reach. That is to say, after reaching it, there must be a point that is divided into water and water. If we trade at this kind of point, our profit in the past may be greater than if you just buy tea here. If you look at us in a band, the profit is actually very generous. But if you make a transaction in the middle, for example, if we make a transaction here, the profit will still be relatively generous. But if you pursue an order here, how many orders can you pursue? 190,704 US. What are you doing, right? That means we want to maximize profits, so there are many trading opportunities. We only need to backtest and enter the market after he confirms the trend. Backtesting and waiting for opportunities to enter the market. So today's concept is like this. If we are mainly short, it will be under the 30-minute descending channel, and then we will wait during the day to see how it rebounds. Then on the eve of each game, just before night, we need to check whether there are options on the board. Of course, if you have time, you can also keep an eye on it during the day. If you have the opportunity, you can also intervene. Those 5 minutes and 1 minute airdrop arrangement. Then if we go long, let's say that in 30 minutes, if he stands firm on this trend line, he does not need to stand firm or stand on it. 1911 is almost over, he just needs to break the trend line, and it will basically be broken. There is no suspense. If he said that his market price is from here to here, we have to turn around to see if there is an opportunity to trade long orders. Then here, at 5 minutes and 1 minute, it will also start to become a long order arrangement. Okay, let's do this for today, and then wait for the specific work number and send it out again. Then Shilu should be pretty much the same, because we see that this band is indeed a short squeeze band. It is very difficult to place an order at this point. You are just pretending that the point at which we are shorting here is much larger than the point at which we are shorting here. The point is much larger. And of course it depends on his form. Hey, he presses step by step. From this point on, he presses step by step. If you look at the 4-hour chart, you can clearly see that he has an pullback structure when he reaches the top in 4 hours. Then you see that he has basically maintained the trend of falling sound and only has one data. For example, the data of Phylong. What he gives you is that he blocks a higher amplitude than the original pattern. Then there is also CPI data, which he also gives you a little bit. This is Phylong. This is CPI Phylong, so he is here. The market is relatively mixed. Then he has both a rebound demand and an accelerated decline demand. To put it bluntly, if he maintains this short squeezing trend, he can only go short. Hey, then he may stay or rebound. Even the rebound and decline are very rapid. But we don't have to be afraid of what will happen to its speed, what will happen to its rise or fall. When it rises, it will also give you opportunities. Just like yesterday, yesterday's 1 minute is now 5 minutes. 1 minute yesterday. Yesterday, the 1 minute market trend was the same. Although it was shorted here, it was shorted because the death line was originally like this. If it was shorted and fell, then it went V. If it fell, it went V. If it went V, it would reach a new high. The new high in the battlefield basically confirms that there is a continuation of death. Then at the position of 618, let's try it. It's about $1 or $2. To make it long, you can put $2 and about $3. $3 is basically 96. $3 is basically almost low. Then it's about $2. I usually only make about $2 because I usually only lose. The smallest loss is around $2. Then give it a try for $2, because if it breaks this, you don't want to basically lose the goodness of this death. For example, if our price hits here, the goodness of death is basically gone. It is basically a range that turns red. Then if he wants to directly break through 1907 again, the probability is relatively small. So why we choose this way? There are reasons for making orders. Let's do one and die in a short period. This is equivalent to a 1 minute short-term death. His trading near field point. I just said it here. All my trading near field points can turn over the records. Most of them are from 50 to 618. We need to observe the situation from 50 to 618. It is best to have a K-line, a push ink, and a top-bottom pattern, right? At this time, we will intervene in the transaction. Anyway, trade at this position, then stop the loss with $2, and then do this. We also did it yesterday, 30 minutes, 19, the first position of the death line. Then there is no shortage of opportunities in our market. Then we look at the power outages. The US market last night was after 12 o'clock in our time in China. There are some things here. We predict and plan. That is to say, you can use the case I am analyzing for you, which is what we mean by death. It is this power off backtest, which is not more than 618%. It is 50% of the original product. It is far less than 50 from the original, and it is less than 618 from the original. He said it was 30 or 31.8, but it was not even at this position. In this case, in the main area, 2 clicks on the board are more than 2 clicks. It is a complicated situation. It is an pullback structure of the 3 waves. This pullback structure can intervene. Then, for example, here, I can also intervene. I am teaching you how to make orders in 30 minutes. It takes 30 minutes because this kind of thing is all mine. By the time I sent it out, everyone was already lagging behind, right? I wanted to teach you how to enter the market. It was at our point yesterday. When I returned to his price and blocked the lower channel at 30 minutes, he had no position, right? We knew it within a minute of seeing it. He didn't have a position at all. He fell. He fell and came into this form. Hey, in this form, we can go to this form, which is equivalent to doing another small level point in 1 minute. You can intervene, the clerk will intervene, and then the police will come to him, and he will not pass 50%, 618, or even 50%. If you can intervene here, just intervene. If you can't intervene, say something else. Then he continued to move the butterfly width downwards. You see, the band here is actually too small, because in this main area, we are not completely in compliance with the position where our main area should be. He is A. The process of righteousness and righteousness continuing downwards, hey, it is a continuous process. You see, it is also 618. It is all 618. Then after it passes, it will rebound. Then in the daily market, the rebound will be based on the 30-minute period. In the 30-minute form, it would be a reduction. That is, it is a shrinking process in 30 minutes. It means that when you go down to a gravity code, it will be a shrinking process when you go online. When it expands, it means that you have already. It's when he expands that he has enough momentum to expand. He has to go through pullback periods one by one. I recently started recording videos. Oh, I started recording videos last week. You will find that I quite like sharing this trading concept. Because when I was doing trading in the past, it was really all about comparison. Comparison means, hey, I just focus on myself and don't communicate with others. I just trade with the same friends. I don't communicate with him very much because we all have our own trading concepts, trading rules, and trading strategies. In some places, although many of us who have been trading for a long time have control over each other. They all have mutual verification points, but there are still differences in many worlds. When we make market trends, we basically don't listen to other people's analysis. Well, because we have established our own trading rules, and we basically do the same. If you don't listen to other people's analysis, you just do it yourself. That's the same as us. The more people doing transactions, the more focused and lonely they are. Then compared to this, it's equivalent to the feeling of working behind closed doors. So when you suddenly post a video, it feels like it's out of control. It feels better than writing a job number. I also started writing a job number a month ago. It's a little more enjoyable than writing a job number. I can express my own ideas and all my thoughts because when we make orders, it's actually very simple. Just follow. Hey, just follow the trend line, follow the trend channel. We go back to three trend channels with certain directions, which last 4 hours and 30 minutes. First of all, in this 30 minutes, we must conform to our own trend theory. First of all, for example, our heavenly disciple, his ascending channel is broken, and then he goes to the previous unnecessary space. He has the need to descend, and then 4 hours later, of course, it is not a waste, it is a descending channel, right? We can say that if he turns off the power, he is now a fully generated main trend channel. If he is here at the point 1892, we see the point 1892. If Chi1 rebounds, he will be 1. Hey, no one cares what he is talking about. He is right now anyway, he is in pullback, and pullback descending channel. Yes, if it is a rebound, he is in pullback descending channel, but we are now, our trading is all about the present and not the past. We talk about the future now, and we don't talk about the future. We just stick to the present. As for the future, we just plan and don't predict, don't forcefully reverse the trend of the market. The market only dares to move in whatever way we dare. Then for example, in 4 hours, we are now in a descending channel. Then regardless of strength, we are a descending channel. Then in 30 minutes, we are also a descending channel. Of course, this descending channel has more continuation points. The main trend segment has experienced so many times. We can only say that it is possible. The probability is the probability of a rebound here. Is getting bigger and bigger, then of course the probability that he should avoid shorting also increases, so we We need to set up a dividing line for ourselves based on the main force of his last point, and then we do the long and short dividing line. Similarly, if we are in 30 minutes, in your theory, we can do it in 5 minutes or 1 minute. It is to trade with the trend. For example, below the 30-minute channel and below 1911, we can proceed along the 5-minute and 1-minute fair trend lines at the same time. Do it regularly and go short. First, it must meet your 1-minute entry point. Then, or your direct point. Our trading is 2 points. One is the direct point. We think it is reasonable. The other is our entry point. We think it is reasonable and the entry point is reasonable, which means that your straight point is not big, and your straight point is reasonable because your entry price has reached your predicted straight point, which is close to the predicted straight point. It's just that opportunities don't come often. If you are given a chance, you should cherish it. That's the truth. That's it for today, and as I continue to talk, I feel like I've talked too much. Anyway, in the future, I can try my best to share my own experiences, that is, we can learn from each other. Okay, that's it.